In lieu of an interview this week, I figured it would be good to just have a little record of my thoughts and feelings during this time. And I figured, hey, I have a YouTube channel. May as well deposit these thoughts and feelings there. So I'd like to go over a little background first of where I've come in regards to my feelings about this time and the virus and whatnot. I mean, you hear about it in the news. That sounds really rough and horrible for places far away. But it isn't really until, well, even when it came here, I wasn't super worried because I figured, well, it's not really in my province. And I mean, we're afraid of what most affects us in our daily lives. Typically, those kinds of things are what cause us to stop and think about such things with a little bit more deference. And so I wasn't really worried tons. But then last weekend was when the province decided to close all the schools. I even remember the day before they made the announcement, my son was invited to a birthday party, and I was not sure if we should go. I was kind of waffling / feeling lazy. I kind of just decided, okay, maybe, I guess we just won't go. I mean, just in case, but now, of course, we wouldn't go. So then the announcement comes the next day for the schools to be closed. And I think that's when it really hit me. That's when it made me think, oh, this is really serious. And the reason why the schools were closed is because there had been reports of the virus spreading through the community. It wasn't because of someone traveling and coming back with it. It was the first time that people were getting infected just from contact with people within the city or the province. It made me, kind of have a sobering feeling of, oh, okay, this is real, and this thing does spread, and it's local now. So I imagine that many of you probably went through these feelings. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know where you guys are at. About your feelings journey, if it was similar or very different from mine. Fast forward to the schools are closed, and now I'm homeschooling my kids. There were a few days of limbo. I implemented a schedule that was circulating around. A friend of mine sent it to me. So I made a poster of it, of the schedule that we'll be using, and we actually started using it right away. We were doing a walk every single morning at 9 o'clock. We've never actually gotten out right at 9 on the dot, but we're going. We're trying our best. We do get out though, and no matter how cold it is, so the kids are, used to it. They're asking every morning, oh, are we doing our walk now? So I'm glad to have a sort of schedule in place so they can have a feeling of a security that, we know what we're doing. And then we had a few days of no content from the teachers, and I was just having them do leftover homework assignments and making my own little sort of creativity tasks for them to do. And then on Thursday, the school came out with content videos through Google Classroom. And so they watch the video, and then they have an assignment, and I have to kind of monitor that, make sure that they're doing it correctly, and then I have to take a picture of it and submit it. It's great that the school is sending the info and that, I'm not having to make a curriculum, but it's also, I have 2 kids in school, so, and I know some people have more than 2 kids in school. I have 3 kids, but my youngest is not quite 4, so he's not in school yet. So I know some people have more than 2 kids in school, and it's just multitasking between the kids. So we actually went out, found a good deal on an iPad mini because I needed more screens for my kids to be able to do their homework, watch the video, and then do the lesson. It was just much easier to have them each have their own screen. So thankfully we were able to find a deal on that. But it is just a small example of just life changing. I know some people have to stop work so that they can take care of their kids, and my heart goes out to people in that situation. So it was overwhelming, guys, doing the school. Like it was only 2 days, but I wrote this on Twitter yesterday. It has felt like an age the past week since the school closed, found out on Sunday. It has felt like an absolute age, like it could have been months since all of this really started happening and affecting like our little family and our lives. And I saw someone put up a note about how this time it could be as good or as difficult as you make it. And those who are affected by the virus in regards to who actually have the virus, I'm no, I'm so sorry, and if you're one of those people watching, and I hope you recover and can get better. But for those of us who are not, who are just kind of self quarantining in an effort to stop the spread, if we're not sick, we can do our best to make it not just a bearable time, but a really exciting adventure for the kids. If you have kids, especially, they will always remember these times. The virus situation will be resolved eventually in one way or another. But as the time goes on in their lives, they'll look back on these memories of, remember that time that school was shut down and we were at home. You know, I definitely am, I'm telling myself every day, you know, don't get upset when they need clarification for school, or don't get frustrated when you tell them 3 times. And I totally have, but I'm trying my best to not freak out and to try to be in a teacher kind of mode versus like parent, like, come on, just listen mode. But I really want to make this time for my kids a time. This is getting kind of mom bloggish, so bear with me. But yeah, if you do have kids though, I mean, it is important to try to make it a good time, a time that they feel is like exciting and fun and an adventure and a time to learn responsibility as well. I feel like I've gone on a bit, but I would love to hear what you guys are doing to keep the time varied, to keep the kids occupied, to keep yourselves occupied. Give me tips and tricks on ways to make this time special and not too scary, but not too carefree. Like, I want them to have a healthy balance of, well, we have to be concerned about the virus, but not too scared of it. One thing I do really love is the way that my kids talk about the virus. They speak about this time ending in terms of, so when we've defeated the virus, and I love that it's kind of superhero talk, like, yeah, we're gonna defeat. So I've gone on long enough. Again, leave me a comment, ask me a question, let me know how you all are doing, if you're staying alive and keeping sane. Until next time, guys.